Question: what makes the perfect family car? Is it something that offers plenty of space in the back? Or something which perhaps offers a low-cost driving experience? Well, two contenders for the perfect family car are the Nissan Qashqai KURO and the all-electric Nissan LEAF. Let's take a look around them. First off, let's look at the Nissan LEAF, deemed by Nissan as a 100% electric family car. And although on first appearance it doesn't look like your typical family car in the sense that it's a bit like me, it's a little bit small. As a matter of fact, it's not always size that matter, because the LEAF has always been somewhat of a staplement on the market. Upon its first release, yes, the LEAF may not have been the best to look at, however in 2023 it's very much had a glow up, because you get that classic Nissan Qashqai style on this glossy front grille with that very much dominant new Nissan styling. Overall, it's very streamlined, it's very sleek. You know, who says a family car needs to be just practical over style? With the Nissan LEAF, you can get both. It's very much a sporty looking hatchback type because it has them streamlined headlights going into that Qashqai front grille. You have these nice dips all the way around here. It's accentuated front bumper, dips in the bonnet. Overall, it's a very good looking car. The Nissan LEAF also comes with a wide range of unique looking alloy wheels, both 16 and 17 inch, depending on the model and spec that you get. And coming to the back, that streamlined and almost sporty look is very much accentuated at the back of the Nissan LEAF. So in fact, you have that slight spoiler, you know, that curves around this very large back window. You know, it feels like a hatchback, but almost like a crossover SUV with the size of this back window. You have very nice and quite unique styling headlights, that nice curve around. Overall, the back is quite streamlined, it's sleek, has dips, curves, some might say in all the right places. Overall, it is a good design. Now coming to the boot space, and this is where the Nissan LEAF is quite deceptive, because you look at it, it looks a bit like a hatchback at first glance, but here you have up to 435 litres of boot capacity. Now put that into context, if you envision the Vauxhall Mocha, it's an SUV, and you might think that's a large amount of boot space. That only has 350 litres boot capacity, so this has almost 100 litres more than an SUV. It's almost like a TARDIS, this car. Now when it comes to charging an electric range of the Nissan LEAF, because obviously this is an EV, you're going to need to charge up. And the Nissan LEAF has two battery size options, 39 and 59 kilowatt hour, which comes with up to 239 miles of electric range if you opt for the bigger battery. Now the smaller battery size comes with 168 miles, which is still a decent amount of electric range. However, if you plan to do a family road trip to Skegness, might not be ideal, but for the school run, works perfectly. And when it comes to performance, the LEAF can produce a 0 to 60 time of 7.9 seconds. So if you miss your morning alarm, you'll still get to work on time, no bother. The LEAF also has the ability to charge from 20 to 80% in around 60 minutes. I mentioned at the start of the video about how a family car could offer a low-cost driving experience, and this EV certainly does that. Because let's say you own a Nissan LEAF and you travel around about 25 miles a day. Compare that to a petrol counterpart and you could be saving up to £1,000 a year. So perhaps you could spend that on more family time together. An even better option, give the kids to a family member and enjoy a nice date to yourself. A spa day a month doesn't sound too bad. Now when it comes to the interior of the Nissan LEAF, it somewhat varies depending on the model and spec that you get in terms of design of the seats. Even though this is one of the low specs, you still get a nice pattern with that contrasting blue stitching. However, saying that, all specs do come with an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment screen, which comes with the built-in navigation, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, all what you'd expect. Come to the centre console and you have a decent amount of storage. You also have a wireless phone charger. The gear shifter may seem old-fashioned, but it's still quite streamlined. It has that same colour blue like you do on the blue stitching. You also have the eco mode, which obviously you know what that is, and also a little switch called e-pedal. What e-pedal step is essentially means you can drive this car just using the accelerator, because the car will naturally brake itself, meaning you get more of that electric range. The climate controls are all very simple, there's nothing really classy going on here. Leather wrapped steering wheel with all your controls. You also have a digital driver's display and the old school dial. So overall it is a good space. You do feel there's a lot of room, there's a decent driving position. Top specs of the LEAF also make a much more comfy drive, because you get heated seats and heated steering wheel and also heated rear seats. Isn't that right, James? James?
Oh, sorry, nodded off there. The seats are so comfy.
See? The Nissan LEAF also comes with an abundance of driver safety and convenience features, just one of the many reasons as to why could be deemed a perfect family car. The Nissan LEAF comes with smart cruise control, which if you also opt for the top spec, upgrades to Nissan Pro Pilot, which somewhat means the car drives itself. Modern day technology is brilliant. You also get lane keep assist as standard, blind spot intervention, and all models of the Nissan LEAF come with reversing cameras, but top specs also comes with 360 parking cameras. Just safety personified. Right, now for the nitty gritty bit. The LEAF starts from £27,000, which for entry level spec you might be thinking is a bit steep, but with all the money you'll be saving on petrol, it's worth it in the long run. Now, if you're not quite ready to make the full switch to EV just quite yet, then Nissan's other ideal family car comes in the form of this, the Nissan Qashqai with e-Power, and this is the new special edition called the Kuro edition. So what's it all about? Yes, this is the Nissan Qashqai with e-Power, which yes, isn't a full EV, but still has the ability to drive in full electric. Magic, eh? Now it's time to ruin that magic and explain how this car can drive in full electric whilst not actually being a full EV. Because the technology in this car is called Nissan's e-Power, which is essentially their own hybrid powertrain. However, like a normal powertrain, you get a petrol engine combined with an electric motor, which works side by side to get the car moving. However, with e-Power technology, that combustion engine charges the electric motor, which means these four wheels drive off just pure electricity. Now, this Nissan Qashqai right here is their new special edition labelled the Kuro edition, which is actually based off their N connector model, which is one of Nissan's lower specs. However, you do get some nice top spec features, which include the contrasting roof paint and also on the wing mirrors, and also the black gloss alloy wheels. This has resulted in this car being the cheapest Qashqai e-Power that money can buy, with prices starting from just over £36,000. And as far as looks go, the Kuro edition has that signature Nissan Qashqai look, with that V-Motion grille, the prominent Nissan badge in the centre, them huge LED headlights, overall a rather premium look. Come to the back and the Kuro edition still has that signature Qashqai look in abundance, with that accentuated rear spoiler, the massive rear lights, and when it comes to the boot capacity, the Nissan Qashqai Kuro comes with up to 504 litres, so if you are looking to do a family road trip, this could be the family car for that. Come to the interior and let's first start talking about them Kuro editions that we see in this car. You've got that glossy black effects on the centre console and on the automatic gear shifter, and I would say the main focus point of this car is the huge panoramic sunroof. Coming away from them Kuro editions, and it's still that signature Qashqai look, and in fact you get that huge 12.3-inch infotainment screen, which comes with built-in navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You can also have multiple profiles, so if you're sharing this with a partner, then you can have your saved radio stations, saved settings, etc. You also have Amazon Alexa built in, and also that addition of e-pedal step as seen in the Nissan LEAF. It just goes to show how that e-Power technology really is almost revolutionary. The fact you can drive this car in full EV mode without having to faff about charging up at an EV station, then this car is a really good offering. Coming to the rear seats, and that sense of being a perfect family car is really felt. The fact you have air vents in the back and also USB-C and USB socket. The fact you have two just means that your kids aren't going to be squabbling over who can charge their device. That panoramic sunroof just makes this feel a very premium car, as well as the addition of that rear privacy glass. There's decent amount of legroom, decent amount of headspace. You also get plenty of ISOFIX points, so to fit car seats in, it is a double. And for the fact that the rear doors almost open at a perfect 90 degrees, so it means getting car seats in and out, it's going to be easy. You also get a fold down tray table with two cup holders, so if you rear passenger, they're going to be very comfy in this car. Plenty of storage just all around to make this a pleasant place to be.